What is going on, fine folks? Hope you're having a great weekend so far. We've got another Take the Initiative game here. First one of the top four. I'll really quickly here pull up the top cut here. So we've seen a lot of these games played on stream here, um, and as you can see, the top four games here are between Hippo and XCTU, who we're gonna watch today, and then we've got Rebel Resource and I'm So Humble playing later this week. Uh, Yet to set a date on that one. So it'll be pretty interesting matchups here. Today we've got the Han Green versus the Boba Blue. I'll quickly break down those lists real fast. And then later this week, again, we'll see the Sabine versus Boba Green. So a good chance we're going to see a Boba in either the Boba Green or Boba Blue variety. And then followed by either a Sabine or a Han. So it'll be an interesting matchup. We might have two Bobas. It'll be quite interesting if it went that way as well. So, real quickly, I'll go back to those lists. This is the Han Green that we're looking at. This one has the interesting two, uh, what do you call them, regional governors. And then the other part of the list is pretty standard from what we've seen of Han Green come to expect. It's very similar in that regard to Torque's list that won the Take the Initiative tournament last season. And I quite like Han a good chunk. He's got the 30 HP base, which I think is better, just because it allows him a little more time to get to where he's trying to go, which is those later game cards like Han Solo, like the U-Wing, and of course Home One to bring things home. And for the Boba list, Boba Blue, this is a very interesting specimen, in my opinion. Probably the most interesting deck that we've seen so far. It's got some restocks. It's got some of the common Boba Yellow elements, where you've got Boss, you've got Bounty Hunter Crew, you've got Fet's Fire Spray, of course, and probably the most impactful card that you can play, No Good to Me Dead. And then it's got the blue control elements with Super Laser Blast, Power of the Dark Side, and Vigilance, then Takedown and Vanquish, and Avenger. So those are kind of some of the heavy hitting cards that this deck has access to. I'm not sold on the Boba Blue deck as a good version of Control. I think the other versions of Control perform much stronger. You can see for the most part, Boba Yellow doesn't really control the board that well with the yellow. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays in here. But typically, Control does beat out mid range. So I think that he's got a good set for this matchup. But we'll see how he plays it out. We're waiting for some players to join. So as soon as we get that, we will go ahead and get things started. Should be here in the next 1 or 2 minutes. All right, you fine folks. We are ready to get things started here uh, with the XCTU versus Hippo game here. Uh, I've been hyping this one up for a little bit. I've been really wanting to see how XCTU's deck kind of feels. I play Boba quite a bit myself, so we'll see how it plays out here. This should be a relatively strong matchup for him, like I was saying. Just considering that he's got to play against a Han. For Han, this is relatively weak, just because his units play into exactly what he's trying to control. With the takedowns and the vanquishes, they're all just enough cost where he's only going to be playing one or two units around, and he can easily deal with them. But considering this isn't a true, full control in the way that yellow doesn't really control the board that much, it might play it a little bit weirdly. So we'll have to see. There was a game I missed or I wasn't commentating over that I really wish I was. It was over Destiny Riku, who was running a Luke Green list, and this XCTU's Blue Boba earlier this season, the top 16 cut. And man, I really wish I had got that one. It was pretty phenomenal. Yeah, what a match. So we'll see Mining Guild Tie come out here to start. Boba will start with the initiative. Han will just take it. No turn one plays. Not an ideal start for the Han player here. And on turn two, we will see a Echo-based defender. And then Mining Guild Tie will swing for one and draw a card. Han will take initiative, and we'll see a Greedo come down for Boba. Getting to draw extra cards is nice. It's quite expensive in the way you have to pay 2 mana for it, and you have to spend an action to attack. So I'm not sure it's the best way he can play, but it certainly is good. It should be 4 damage there. There we go. And he'll do the same thing here to draw those extra cards. Oh, he drew an extra card. Yeah, now he does have information on the top deck. Again, he should be at 4 damage on the base. The top card should be burned. Uh, and then we see the Falcon come out here. Greedo trading in. And then Boba will get an extra resource. Falcon will swing for 3 to the base. Thinking about an entrenched or a waylay. He doesn't have enough for a takedown, which is probably what he would like to do. So XCTU will just take the initiative. He's already gaining quite a bit of hand advantage at the cost of damage to the base, but he's not falling too far behind here. I would definitely would not count him out at all. Going up to Han's big turn here. He can choose to keep Falcon in play, which he is. I'm not a fan of that personally. I think you should definitely get Falcon off the board. But it does get a takedown out of the way. Going for the Bright Hope, I think that's a pretty good play. Stops that Mining Guild from even choosing to attack. And XCTU might be forced to just take the initiative here. He does have enough to deploy Boba Fett. I think that's a pass. It's thinking, okay. I'm not sure if Entrenched is that good. Oh, he's going to put it on his own guy. I do like that quite a bit better over the Bright Hope. And then Han's just going to take initiative. Bright Hope will take 4 damage, and the Mining Guild will take 2. So this does allow Mining Guild to trade with Bright Hope, which I guess is all right. Bright Hope will go 2 to base. Definitely knowing his role there, which I think is quite strong. And they will trade. Or sorry, no, my apologies. It is left alive with 1 HP. I think Traders is okay here. I think he should have done it before attacking with Bright Hope. He wanted to keep it alive, for instance, but for now it doesn't really matter too much. We'll see Boba deploy after Han puts down a resource. And then here we're going to see U-Wing reinforcement. Okay, so he's got a Han he could do. And then he's got Akbar, Mothma, and Battlefield. Is not ideal, but it's not bad at all. Especially considering he can do 3 damage to Boba Fett for free, which allows him to take out Boba Fett with one hit from Han, potentially. And he will get to draw a Rebel card here. Oh, yikes. Oh, yeah. So he did get one. It's just a Battlefield Marine, but it's better than a hole in the head. So we're up to 6 resources this turn. So we could see Super Laser Blast not next turn, but the turn after. With all these, multiple small units type of build, it'll be quite effective. And we're going to see Han deploy here. For No Good to Me Dead. Han will be able to take the initiative here. There it goes. And then we will see a takedown on the Battlefield Marine. Interesting choice there, but he gets to use his resources as effectively as possible. He can also get that takedown back with Bounty Hunter crew. So it's not, wasteful necessarily. And he does have good control over the board right now, and he is still maintaining a card advantage of one card. We'll see Syndicate Lackeys come down and trade the Boba Fett out. And if Han gets to take the initiative this round, we could see a regional governor call out Super Laser Blast, which would be quite strong. Akbar will die to the Bounty Hunter crew, and Bounty Hunter crew will get No Good to Me Dead back. I think Han should have taken the initiative there, but he played down the extra resource. Maybe he's not thinking about the Super Laser Blast this coming turn, but I have a feeling it's coming down. Potential. Actually, it doesn't need to go down just yet, but makes a lot of sense to get rid of the Han leader. Problem with Super Laser Blast, of course, is it does kill your own units. Um, so that is the one downside to it. We'll see the Bosk kill the Battlefield Marine. He only tapped 4 because he killed that. That This does allow Han to attack, potentially getting 4 on the base. He's going to take out the Bosk instead. Bounty Hunter crew can finish off Han here, which allows him to yeah, so it allows him to basically save this Super Laser Blast for later. Mon Mothma is not that worth that much as a single target. We will see Regional Governor come out for 4 now. Let's see what they call out. Super Laser Blast. Be expected. Although Avenger next round is quite deadly as well. 5 here, he could Traitorous. He's got all the actions in the world. I think, well, the Traitorous is quite nasty. Um, so, yeah, let's see that. It still can't attack bases, unfortunately, but it would be nice to have that kind of protection against potentially Avenger. He also does have a Waylay in hand, which can do a job nicely. So we'll get another Bounty Hunter crew, which will take a Traitorous into hand, or sorry, not a Traitorous, a Takedown into hand. And we'll see he he can grab Regional Governor with that since it only costs us 2, but it looks like he's going to go for the Falcon instead. I think that's a good play. You can see 2 here for a No Good to Be Dead. And yeah, now we've got the healing from home 1 coming into play here. Could be quite important. Now that Regional Governor is no longer on the field, I think Super Laser Blast is pretty important to see here. And it looks like he'll probably grab Falcon back into hand. I certainly think that is a good play. Okay. So no, he's not going to take Falcon back into hand, but we will see the Super Laser Blast. Which does give Han some advantage here as well. He doesn't have the board as much anymore, but will get the Reinforcement Walker, and he'll draw a Syndicate Lackey. XCTU just taking initiative here, and unfortunately, I think that's going to be a high value Avenger. Maybe even just Power of the Dark Side. I don't know. Thing about XCTU's deck is it's got a lot of high powered toys available. Um, so being able to see what your opponent plays and then react to it is quite nice. We will see Avenger. And he might go for Spark first, just to get rid of any potentially nasty cards, or he could waylay the Avenger into Spark to force a discard there. Wouldn't be a terrible play, in my opinion. It looks like we will see the waylay. XCTU will put down the Greedo, and then we're going to see Spark of Rebellion, which will allow him to look at the hand and decide what the biggest threat is. I think Avenger makes a lot of sense here. But the Fire Spray and looking at some of those other cards is quite nasty as well. And we'll see the Syndicate Lackeys come ahead and take out the Greedo, taking 3 damage as well. Top card flip, and it's going to kill the Syndicate Lackey as well. And then we're on to the next turn. Hippo's drawing into quite some low cost cards here. Not exactly what he wants to see. I'm sure he would prefer to see the Han Solos and the U Wings much more. We will see the Fet's Fire Spray come out. One for a Greedo. That'll protect the Reinforcement Walker from a Power of the Dark Side, but it won't protect it from a Vanquish. We'll see 4 plus the Boba for Bosk to kill the Greedo. And the flip will not kill Bosk. And then Echo Base Defenders will come down. Fire Spray attacking the base for 5. And I think Hippo just takes the initiative here, trying to get back on the upper foot. We could see 2 for a no good to me dead. Anything to keep the damage off the base is nice. So I don't hate that at all. And that'll also deal 2 damage from Bosk. Both players choosing not to resource, it looks like. We'll see Leia, and she will exhaust that fire spray. Boss cannot hit base because of Sentinel. And that Echo Base should be exhausted. Go. We'll see 7 Fleet come down. And this is the big choice here. Does he go for the Reinforcement Walker? He does. Unfortunately, his opponent has quite a full hand of removal, so he will be able to take care of that quite quickly. Choosing not to take the resupply and healing 3 instead. Vanquish comes down for that Walker. And the extra damage from Bosk will kill the Echo Base. Hippo takes the initiative, and it looks like we're going to see Bosk attack the base for 4 damage. And then we'll see another 7 Fleet Defender come down here. Finally, Hippo's drawing into some of his higher cost cards. And Bosk can safely die now. He's got a replacement in hand. I think they were pretty close to a kill on board here. Got 11 damage coming in. Just this turn alone. Gonna see the U-Wing here. And Hippo's gonna need quite the draw to pull this one back. Not ideal. He can either take a Leia or he can take a Han Solo. That's not what you want to see. You also see another U-Wing and a Home 1 in there, as well as a Spark of Rebellion, meaning that pretty much all of his high-cost cards are now at the bottom of his deck. And the most impactful ones. Of course, Spark of Rebellion only costs 2, but it has a high impact since you can get rid of removal. I think this is pretty much GG. Yeah, Hippo not impressed by that pull at all. I will see Power of the Dark Side to remove the Han Solo, and Hippo will drop a Echo Base Defender, it looks like. And we'll see 3 more come in. Initiative taken, and 3 more damage. Bosk to remove that Echo Base Defender, and a System Patrol Craft to shore up his space. He pulls a Spark, but it's kind of too late here. The kill is already on the board, and I think that is a GG. Good plays from XCTU to keep the control there. Hippo did everything he could. The top decks were not in his favor this game. It'll be interesting to see what we pull from the sideboard for both of these lists. Let's take a look at Hippo's real quick. On the sideboard, he's got a Surprise Strike, which I think he will probably bring in. Got 2 Bodhi Rooks at 5 cost could be good. I like Two Cunnings. Two Cunnings is quite impactful, as well as Change of Heart to take advantage of XCTU's huge space units and or huge late game units in general. But he's got the of course the Avenger that can swing for 9. So that'll be probably brought in. We might see a waylay. I don't think that's going to be that good though. Um, Besides that, yeah, probably Surprise Strike and the Cunnings, and then the Change of Hearts. That's what I would imagine. Bodhi Rook is expensive for what he does, but he might see some play here. Bringing in 2 copies for some of your late game stuff like Syndicate Lackeys or instead of the Traitoresses could be okay. And now on to XCTU's list. He's up by 1 in this series so far, and against Han, he could bring in some of his healing potentially, since Han can get quite aggressive early on. I think the uh, goodness gracious, what's it called? Uh, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to look it up. Bear with me for a second so I can remember this card. Make an opening. Goodness gracious. Make an opening could see some play here for XCTU. And then I think he might take out the Search Your Feelings. It's not going to be super impactful this game, since Han he can deal damage quite fast, but relative to an aggro deck, it's not important to be searching that much, in my opinion. Also, he could get rid of the restock. Not going to win him the game here. I don't think we will go down to a overdraw end game here. All right, and we're on to game 2 here. XCTU taking advantage in the series. Right. Go ahead and get your predictions in for the winner of game 2 here. On starting with the initiative this time, we'll see if it makes an impact. We'll see the Battlefield Marine come down, followed by the Mining Guild TIE Fighter, and on to round 2. First action is still with Hipo. He'll go ahead and swing 3 into the base of that Marine. We'll see the Mining Guild deal 1 and draw a card. He'll play 3 for the Echo Base Defender. And we're on to round 3. XCTU taking the initiative. For a takedown with the Boba, it's only 3. I'll take care of that Echo Base Defender. 3 more coming to the base with that Battlefield Marine. 1 more for XCTU. Spark of Rebellion. You can grab some impactful cards here. No Good to Me Dead, Bosk, and Super Laser Blast are all very high impact cards. I think the Bosk makes the most sense since it can come out the soonest and it has the highest impact. But Super Laser Blast, I definitely understand getting rid of that, as well as No Good to Me Dead. Stopping the Han is important. So no hate there for that poll. Battlefield going for 3 more. Quickly getting that damage up. And we'll see Bosk trade him out. We do see the change of heart, so he definitely brought that in for this matchup, which is a good play. Boba Fett will deploy, and unfortunately, as soon as this Han goes down, I think we just see. Let's see. But yeah, since Boba wasn't able to swing before, we will see Power of the Dark Side eventually here. But Han will get a hit off first. I think going to base makes the most sense, just because he's the aggressor. You're gonna take out Greedo. That was probably the worst choice he could have made on choosing the Greedo. He'll take 2 more damage from the Vanquish, or sorry, from the Vigilance pull. Mining Guild will deal 1 damage, and now he'll do a U-Wing, which will draw units. Or sorry, no, he's going to do Han Solo. So this is a high value Power of the Dark Side. Oh, never mind. Sorry, he'll kill the Bosk. Power of the Dark Side will still come down. I imagine. Imagine the okay, so yeah, the Han leader will die. Hippo will get the initiative here. And we do see the Bodhies as well. XCTU's choosing not to resource this round. Or sorry, no, he did. He did. Han Solo going 6 into the base. And then he can either do a Han card to go up to 7. Okay. Or he can do the Bodhi for 5. Both are high impact. We're going to see U-Wing first. And we do see Cunnings. So 2 Cunnings and 2 Reinforcement Walkers on the bottom of Hippo's deck. And we'll see a Greedo and a Rogue Squadron Skirmisher come down. Rogue Squadron will probably hit the Boba. And he'll grab a Battlefield Marine from the discard pile. Both of them are just going to trade out here. And Hippo will end up with the initiative again. That allows Han to, again, hit the face for 6, bringing XCTU up to 21 damage. Okay, the Mining Guild will allow him to draw a card. I think Greedo needs to attack the base here at some point, but putting down the Bodhi is nice. So, not going to be able to stop a Super Laser Blast since there's 2 of them. I think getting rid of the Power of the Dark Side is good too. Okay. And then 3 more damage coming into the base. At this point, so it's almost forced to see the Super Laser Blast here. It is forced because Han has a 1-hit kill. This does open up Hippo for the win with Falcon and Surprise Strike. And there's no resources to stop it. XCTU taking initiative, 6 damage coming through, and that'll be game 2 going to Hippo. We're on for an exciting game 3 here, folks. Yeah, managed to top deck that Surprise Strike, and that'll make the difference between a feel bad moment with the seeing 2 Super Laser Blasts in your opponent's hand and only being able to Bodhi out one of them, and winning the game. So that was definitely a clutch draw. All right, game 3 started, and this is for all the marbles. Will we see a Boba Blue in the top 2, or is it going to be a Han Solo Green? We've come to respect this deck since it won the last Take the Initiative tournament. It's definitely shown its legs quite a bit. This Boba Blue is the first of its kind. So we'll see the Mining Guild and a Greedo for the start play of XCTU, and we'll see the resupply for Han Solo. Aztec Liberator Gunship, definitely a solid play here, getting rid of that annoying Mining Guild TIE Fighter. We see a Great Hope in the garbage. 1 damage from the Mining Guild and a draw. We'll draw into Avenger, and Gunship will come down to kill off that TIE. And Hippo will end up with initiative after the Greedo hits base. Did XCTU? Oh, no, he did. He's all good. Wonder if Hippo just doesn't remember he has initiative. Maybe he's just thinking here. Yep, he just forgot he had initiative. That's all right. Happens to the best of us. We'll see Power of the Dark Side here to remove that gunship. And then 5 for a Bodhi Rook. You'll be able to take a No Good to Me Dead or a Super Laser Blast. He'll take the No Good to Me Dead. Greedo trading out the board. And we'll see the Han Solo deploy this turn. XCTU will take initiative. Han will smack that base for 4 more damage. Nothing doing, no cards to play. He's recounting, making sure that he had the right number there. Yeah. Boba will come down here and he's got a tough choice. He has solo in hand, so he can go up to 7 with this hit. And if he hits Boba Fett here, then he can kill with the other Han Solo. But that does end up killing his Han Solo leader to Bosk. Han will take out the Boba before he even got to attack with it. And XCTU will just take initiative. We're on to round 7. 6. Round 6, yeah. Two Avengers in hand and a Super Laser Blast. It's just a couple turns early for XCTU, but we will see an Entrench come down, which will nullify all of that Han damage. Han will just take care of the Bosk, taking no damage in return, which is quite good. And Reinforcement Walker will deploy, drawing Hippo an extra card. It's going to be Spark, which is very nice to see. Hippo will definitely love that. No, he should be at 8. He should be at 8 resources. He's all good there. Spelled that wrong. I think he got rid of it. I think it was that Greedo. Right? He should be at 8 in any case, because he did resource this turn. Am I wrong? Yeah, he already did. Okay, I thought it was the Greedo. It's good to double check, though. Make sure your opponent's playing a clean game. You don't want that to be the way you go down. And we'll see a Spark after the No Goods Me Dead on the Reinforcement Walker. Yeah, he's got good targets there. Getting rid of the Super Laser Blast. So now we could see Echo Base or Rogue Squadron. I think Rogue Squadron makes the most sense. Gives him a draw for a cheap unit, and it gives him a 4 damage dealer with 6 HP. And he'll grab the Regional Governor. This could be quite a brutal game for XCTU because he cannot deploy either Avenger next turn. He'll only be at 8 resources. Wow, that's going to go down. That's tough. Reinforcement Walker still exhausted from that No Goods Me Dead. And we'll see Fett's Fire Spray come down. Yep, 4 for the Regional Governor. XCTU has nothing to defend against it. He's going to call out, well, it'd be a mistake if he called out anything else, Avenger. And Fett's Fire Spray will exhaust the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. He's going to pay 3 more for that Echo Base Defender. More protection against, Power of the Dark Side or really anything like that. And then Hippo will take the initiative after taking 5 more from the Fire Spray. XCTU forced to put down those Avengers now. He's got to deal with that enormous board that Hippo has been building up in the ground arena. Hippo does get to go first here. I want to say Spark of Rebellion could end this right here. He's gonna do it, and Vigilance was XCTU's only out that I could see. Fast Fire Spray will exhaust the Reinforcement Walker, and now he's got to go for big damage here. 2 more. Of course, Fast Fire Spray can be used an infinite number of times as long as you have the resources to do it. Rogue Squadron will get tapped there. So he just saved himself 10 damage to the face by doing that. And he needs to claim initiative, but unfortunately he's not able to just yet. So it's really up to Hipo here. Does he just take the initiative and slowly burn XCTU out of cards? Or does he hit for face for 1 with the Regional Governor, or potentially deploy a Bodhi Rook to get rid of a card? He's going to go for the Regional Governor hit. Fire Spray is going to hit for 5. And Hipo is going to claim. Okay, so this is interesting. Do you go for the Bodhi and get rid of potentially a card in hand? Or do you go for the Reinforcement Walker, hit for 6 and heal? Or draw a good card? I think he made the right call there with the Reinforcement Walker. He's got lethal on board, especially with that change of heart. He's going to sack Bright Hope for 3 HP, and Fire Spray is going to tap down the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. Change of heart here would end the game. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see 3 for a takedown on the Echo Base Defender. Fire Spray is going to hit base for 5. Oh, it's not GG's just yet. Falcon can hit for 3. Regional Governor can hit for 1. It's pretty close, but getting rid of that Echo Base Defender was quite potent. But with all these threats on the board, Hipo will take things down here in a 2-1 fashion. Exciting last game there. GG's to both of these guys. Unfortunately, that Regional Governor really locked down XCTU, who was planning on just having an enormous turn 7 and turn 8 with back-to-back Super Laser Blast followed by Avenger. Would have definitely ended Hippo's game if he could pull it off. But unfortunately, Hippo had all the tools needed to take care of this blue Boba Fett. Pretty interesting game, I have to say. So, not exactly the most meta of decks, but fantastically played by both of these guys. So, congrats to Hippo on advancing to the top 2. Good try, XCTU, and we'll definitely see you in the future. Thanks for joining me, guys. I know it's been a pleasure having you all here. Hey, Phenom, I do appreciate it. Well, if you guys had a good time, definitely drop me a follow. I'm trying to reach my goal of 300 followers. Just a little thing to keep me on the straight and narrow here. And yeah, I'll try to catch this other game. We're gonna see later this week at an unspecified time the other top 4 game between Rebel Resource and I'm So Humble. Both of those guys have been playing phenomenally. So. It'll be a good matchup there, and then of course whoever wins that one, either a Boba Green Boba Green versus a Sabine Yellow, I believe. Just double check that. Yes, so Sabine Yellow versus a Boba Green, and then Hippo, who is playing the Han Green. So a bit more of our standard meta here. And I do expect that if it's a Boba Green, it's going to be very tight matchup. If it's Bean versus the Han Green, then I do favor the Han quite a bit. But they're all 3 really good decks. So yeah, congrats again to Hippo, and nicely played, XCTU. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.